It's the time for the package from China. Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video, we are going to take a close look at a Super Famicom. But this is not the USA edition. This is the USA version, but it comes from China. You know, this is one of those products I'm thinking, why did I even buy this? Don't get me wrong, this thing looks kind of cool when it comes to the box itself. But finding and buying a Super NES in the US edition is going to be quite difficult here. So that is basically one of the reasons I just wanted to pick it up. But yeah, is it actually like a good buy? Because normally nothing beats the original systems. So what you're going to get is the 16-bit classic game system, entertainment system nevertheless. So you have to like take all of your SNES game cartridge collection, dust them off. The Super Players Entertainment system allows you to play all your classic SNES games. Okay, alright, so let's find that out. I don't have like an original Super NES from the US, so I cannot really do a side-by-side comparison when it comes to the shell itself. But this thing looks kind of small, if you ask me. At the back we have like the name called Super Players, that's basically how this thing is called. Model number, the SNS01, 5V 1500 milliamps, so that's basically what it's going to be needing. So you don't need like a 9V power supply with most of these older systems. In here we're going to find ourselves like AV out cable, it's quite a long one and a very nice quality one. Then of course the controllers, and with the controllers, oh boy, that is most of the time in hit or miss, I can tell you that. You know, Wicked, you have a brain fart. The quality, yeah, so I must say like the shell feels kinda nice, everything is not bad at all. You do have like a clicky like D-pad, you can also like hear it. We do have like the rubberized select and start, but when you're feeling like the A, B and XY, they don't feel bad at all. Also when you're looking at the button configuration, we have like the hollow buttons and the normal ones over here. The shoulder button's the same, so overall like the quality of this thing is not bad at all. And then of course we have like the 5V power adapter. They sent me like a very nice one, 2000 milliamps, so it's more than this thing is basically like asking for. And a very long micro USB cable. So when it comes to the quality overall, I must say I'm very satisfied. But let's take a close look in the inside and of course the system itself, and let's play. So the first thing I've noticed, like it comes with very okay plastic. Like some of them are like feel really cheap. It's not the case over here. Also the quality of the switch. The reset is not great at all. On and off switch. At the front we're going to get two normal ports. So we have like also the option to use your original controllers. But he mentioned the switch over here that we're going to try. And here we have like the connector in the inside. So we have like all the pins. So, but let's also try a couple of different games, because I'm really curious if this thing will basically use, or that we actually can play everything. They do sell this thing actually like an American model, but do have the option for the P or PAL games. So yeah, it seems to be not always like booting up, because we do have like some, let's say, wiggling or going on with the cartridge. Like getting these things out is always like a different challenge. Even as going to booting up, it doesn't always want to boot up. The next thing I wanted to try out is just actually like the Japanese game, just to see what happens if you're going to put it up and if it's going to be even like activating anything. Come on, there we go. But somehow this is the signal that I'm going to get with this. It doesn't matter. I'm going to plug it in later on in a different monitor. And when we're going to use this, we're going to get the green screen. And I think I'm guessing because I am using a different monitor. So let's switch to my CRT, just actually see what happens then. Like I expected, is that this device is absolutely like clearly like dedicated to the US market. And my LCD monitor didn't like supported the signal, doesn't matter. So on my CRT, my Bang & Olufsen CRT MX4000, we do have like the right signal, and it does look quite okay. The only thing I do notice, like, it looks a little bit greenish of like a layer over the display. It's kind of interesting. So when it comes to the overall quality, it looks kind of weird. I'm just going to be honest. Let's switch to the different region. You do see like some minor differences with the aspect ratio. So basically when it comes to this, let's say, device, I noticed that it doesn't have like the right color aspect ratio. Okay, but beside that, the audio does sound right. So let's take a close look at some other games. Okay, this is a really weird situation. So when you're going to actually booting up the Super Game Boy, we do have like the signal, but there is no audio. That is some really weird shit. Really weird. Okay, so let's boot it up. Let's try a different game. Okay, so basically same game, different region in the... What the hell is going on? Okay, so that is the weird stuff that we will see with the shiny stuff. Like, the audio itself is not bad at all, but with the Super Game Boy it doesn't work at all. What the hell? Alright, so you will see a lot of flickering on the camera because it's basically running now the PAL game. So this thing is, in my opinion, multi-region. Let's change out my shutter speed and let's keep continuing. Alright, so next up let's try an FX game just to see actually how this works. I don't see any weird stuff going on. And also the audio seems to be working fine. Alright, so for the next test let's try some Fatal Fury. I was really curious how the controller will respond. Like, damn it. That freaking cheesy computer. What the hell? Come on, you're shitting with me. There we go. You need to really get used to the controllers. You need to press the directions very hard to get at least like a good, let's say, move out. So the controls for fighting are not great at all. In the next test, let's see if we can actually play some games through the multi-game card. I did notice like some of the clones will have issues with it, depending on how this will actually work, if it's emulation or it's going to be like a different way. But so far I can see no problem whatsoever. But if you want to play some, let's say, flashcards on this machine, yep, it works perfectly without any problems. So that is pretty damn awesome. So together, you have like the ultimate naughty Chinese machine. Pretendo. But what are you using in the inside? So let's take a close look at the top part very quickly. We're having the two like slider joysticks. I must say overall they don't look really bad. So the dust covers are made from very thick plastic. They're a little bit bent, kind of weird to be honest, but they are not a very bad quality. Wow. But the bottom part, there we're going to get some interesting things. So the front PCB over here, they have something unique. First of all, having this special like micro switch with a rubberized scrolling, or better like a wheel on it. So basically a scrolling wheel. Hear me, scrolling wheel. But nevertheless, what you're going to get in here, it says of course the mini SFC Con version 2. Then we're having like, or of course console, meaning, then we're like 2019 this thing has been made, or the front PCB at least. The normal switch and the micro switch on here. But the configuration of the chip, that is quite interesting. Beginning already mentioned like it has all the pins, so we can indeed like use it without every problem, like every single cartridge. Like, would not be surprised if they didn't do that. You know, like I'm not surprised at all with these guys. So the TCT 978, the TCT 976, and also here in third chip we're having here the TCT 975. So they're using a quite interesting configuration when it comes to the chips. The thing is, I have seen it before with the one with the HMI functionality on it. So a fun fact is like we have this special multi-game card. The Super Retro Games, you know, that's the one with the NES games, and I don't know if it has anything to do with one of these chips, but I did try it out, it didn't work with this, let's say, non-HDMI Super NES. Okay, so here we do have like the mini Super Famicom AV Out version number 3, 2019 again. So you can see over here it shows PAL and NTSC, so they're basically selling this like in US, like slash Japan, like, you know, like not like full region, full multi-region, but it is actually. So here we have like the ribbon cable, basically like also, it's quite interesting to see like here it basically transfers everything from the power input, but also it shows like it basically inputs or basically transfers the audio left, right, video, ground, the VCC, and here having the ground. So when you're looking at it the way how they made it, it is nothing really special. You can basically play every single game with it, or at least the things that I tried. But take consideration, already like with the Game Boy player we had some problems, and not to forget the signal out is not like it's supposed to be. I must say that normally I'm going to be super, let's say, negative when I'm ending this video, but I'm not going to be this time, simply because there are some positive sides to this. So unfortunate, the like weird looking greenish like output is not like it's supposed to be. A little bit of a bummer, because the overall performance of when it comes to, let's say, the gameplay, it's not bad at all. Good sound, or at least like it sounds pretty damn nice. The controller, it feels nice. It feels slightly different than the original one, like especially the D-pad. If you're going to play fighting games, in my opinion, it's not a no-go. I don't really like it. So, but overall quality, it's not like worse. I would say give this thing like a 7 out of 10. And I know it's quite high, but that's because the way how it feels, it doesn't smell chemical. The system, this can be better. If I need to give it a rating, I would give it like maybe a 6 out of, like a 6.5 out of 10. The signal is not great, no HDMI. Yeah, and not to forget, like it does have like an option for playing FX games, or the one I've tried. But I would not be surprised if some games have like a lot of problems, because that's the thing. Nothing beats the original system, if you ask me. This thing is like multi-region, that's a very positive thing. But let me know in the comments what you think of this. Thanks for watching, and it would be great to see you in the next video.